Then we know Joshua will put the meanest man in the whole world.
Yeah.
It's not me.
Connections there, you not get it. Yeah.
Connection.
Yeah. Just say that all kind of things that just happen here. You know, I'm sure no he no tea.
He was 12 years over early. Ellen did not want him to become president. So Ellen did not introduce him to many leaders. Ellen was doing her thing on her own. She was traveling from country to country and kept a man in a garage for 12 years, according to Burka himself.
Yes.
That means he was not empowered to meet any leader. When the African leader themselves need support from the West.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All African leaders need support from the West.
Yeah.
No African leader will help another African leader with money for development.
Yeah.
In the West.
Yeah.
It does not have that contact. The standards got a type of Burka.
Okay.
Because when we have wrote, the Senate did a comprehensive report of their findings and attached the Supreme Court ruling and the amnesty law and everything. And the position statement for those commissioners who decided from there to where. And said the way forward is the Panama House discussion for peace. Then when Burka come now, he is deceived by coming there, the Dillon there, Nombi there, and he's now where he's just thinking all kind of way Burka, all kind of thing. He want to go after people. Then, you know, the CDC still control the lower house, the upper house.
Mm-hmm.
So they went some kind of way, some kind of thing they did, but they did a resolution that passed. Yeah, because of money crossing.
Yeah.
Then they sent it to the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
Then something happened. Wow! All that they almost signed to a zombie house. Then they brought it that Tuesday morning. They didn't tell me they had it for me. Oh! Then when I heard what was happening, it was remain 2 persons to sign. That was me, that was Bani, Jim Bani. That when I went to Kun, I said, what is going on? You were here when we had sent paper, and you were here with our own leadership, and we sent the report with all documents, legal documents, to guide where. Then Burka benefited from the 2010 decision by the Supreme Court to be involved in the election in 2011 because he was not involved with Bali.
You're right.
He benefited.
You're right.
Then after serving about for 12 years now, he's now president now. We finished campaign for that kind of woman, and he wants to persecute us. He does going to persecute us. So what is going on with Kun? Then Kun said, well, what I will do for you is to help you with lawyer. Get 5,000, go look for lawyer. So from Kun offered, my own son offered that I went and signed a resolution. I have many things to why you did this. You know what he told me?
No.
Resolution is not a law. So starting the resolution, I mean, we agree. Bring it now. When Burka send a bill, they will not put all the law before you now and back it.
Oh, okay. That was a smart move.
I said correct move.
Yeah. So Nigeria is in trouble. Like I tell you this, I still repeat. If the president refuses to change, then the government is in trouble. The government, if you finish this government, let's thank God. Because as from next year, it's said to be fluctuating. And all the people that is in the government, they are liars. All of them. They don't know why they are there. They don't know what they are doing. They don't know the reason of staying in that system. They are just pushing the vehicle like this. They don't know where they don't know where it's going. So the forefathers of Liberia, they are in pains. It's very regrettable. Even the former president, Syphilis, is even regret having this person as a president. So that is just it. They believe that Dr. Ware is too much for Liberia. That is the man who have brought total transformation to Liberia. That is a man who have turned Liberia to mini London or mini US. And he will have done it in second term. But they didn't understand. They are angry with him. They believe that he's against them. They believe that he doesn't like Liberians. That's what they believe. That's what they believe. Usually, Liberia will be zero in sports. Zero. Zero. Tell me something. Zero. Oh yeah, go to Nations Cup now. Go to Nations Cup. Let's see. Let me see Nations Cup. Go to Nations Cup. I'll give $500,000. If you qualify for Nations Cup, I'll give your national team $500,000. I promise. Your national team you are experiencing Liberia now. If you don't know, in 2 years' time, Liberia will be worse. Will be one of the worstest country in the whole world. What I mean, worstest country in the whole world. If the Liberia will not protest against this government, tell me there is no God. If Liberia will not begin to cry, coming together to cry and said, we don't want you again, leave, resign, tell me there is no God, I will never serve God again. I am a prophet of God, and I'm talking as a prophet. Right? The hardship, you have not seen that hardship now. In 2 years' time, you will see the hardest hardship you have never experienced. Liberia will drink dirty water, and they will be thanking God for drinking. That is the kind of president you have. This president does not have anything. He doesn't have any template. He doesn't have any roadmap for the nation. They just force him there. It was a rigged election. Rigged election. It was forced on you people. It was forced to be president. So, and the people who connive to do all of this and put him there, right? US.
You mean US, the United States?
United States. They are involved in this election. I am telling you, not politically, I am telling you spiritually what I foresaw. It was rigged. Totally rigged. And now they have seen it, that this person does not know anything. This person cannot help the nation. This person cannot put the nation right.
President Bwaka 2025 budget will determine a clear vision for the country. Okay, so it also includes the development of some of these problems. For instance, I know it can be argued understandably that the overpower bridge that the Chinese government is about to build, and the street, the road from Casady Boulevard to 12th Street, they were all in the Puebla, and that's true. But it was blocked in the Puebla. The President Bwaka's visit to China, reassuring China that when we are taking action on the global stage, we will take it with our own interest first as a country, not to please any other person before Liberia's interest, and then people fighting, they will join inside and go stand.
Just a further question.
Yeah. So, you see, he visited to the FOCA, to the China Africa Forum, has now got China excited with the new commitment to come do this project. They are in town already. You call the Minister of Public Works, he will tell you the Chinese government will waste time when they say they want to do something. But when you step on their interest, then you're in problem with them. Now, anytime we want to do anything on a global stage, the first question we should be asking, what's in it for us as a country and people? And if what's in it for us is good as a country and people, if other countries benefit from the trickle-down effect of our vote, okay. But we must never again vote on something that will hurt ourselves as a country and people.
When we were there, the Bwaka, we used to go to him, even fee Bwaka because of his title. Make it comfortable because of the title. But you see what he's doing. You get a lot of gangsters around here and thinking that Liberia is in front of gangsters. It's a lie.
but you should be concerned as well. Why it is true that you're in opposition, you should be concerned. You also have a responsibility to maintain the peace of the country. Though the burden has shifted on the government to maintain the peace.
I've always kept the peace of the Republic of Liberia.
Okay.
During Ellen time, I've kept the peace. During President Dota, I kept the peace. Amos Oyota, I kept the peace. Chancellor, I kept the peace. I have never broken anything in this country. I work for peace in our country, and I'm on record. Even the United Nations know that I work for peace. So I'm not trying to break the peace. What I'm telling you that those people that say they came to rescue us, they are breaking the laws of the Republic, and it is wrong. If you can see it, AB, it is wrong. It is wrong. Because in the government that I serve, tenant position was respected. Today, you can say that you're taking the person off because he associated with somebody. No, but you see, we are different. The respect I have for Ellen Johnson, I kept that respect. And the respect I kept for her, to respect the laws of the Republic. I even work with Ellen Johnson as a peace ambassador. I don't have a issue of keeping the peace of the country. Of course, we are peaceful. But we will not allow people to break our laws and then intimidate people and we just sit. That would never happen. You know, we're in opposition. Ellen Johnson, Madam Ellen Johnson said, let me give her the respect because that's somebody that I respect so much. She did some things that we disagree, and we went to her and spoke to her. By the rule of law, you know, we have the right to protest, and we protest. We went to Ellen, and she understood that. She came on the table and we talked.
I apologize to you for the tension we created the few times, especially almost creating embarrassment for this country. As it relates to the speaker, the embarrassment we created to the government that got everybody confused, we want to apologize. But let me tell you why it happened. There is always a reason for these things. There's some common practice and the House of Representatives, even the entire legislature. Whenever you go through the first round of election, we await the second round to determine the speaker. In the issues of consensus, we await the second round to determine the speaker. We believe that whenever a speaker is from the party of the government, it makes our work easier. There will be not too much confrontation. The tension we created this few days emanated from one of our colleagues who said that tradition to be changed. If you remember in the 54, what was Nimba, but then the speaker, if everybody had one member, the CDC did. But the fact that Bobo Nimba was a seditious, and moreover his party won the presidency, His Excellency, the former President George Manuel, we decided to give the right to Buffer's chamber. There was no contention. Normally, the president takes the speaker and the deputy falls in opposition to balance the house. But over our regime, the 55th legislature, there were people who felt was smarter than us in terms of following the tradition. After we won the election, our president was waiting for the second round. Fortunately for all, we didn't party invite Victoria. We called for a meeting and we told our fellow lawmakers. And this time around, the seat is for Unity Party. They said, no way. It can't happen. You guys can't really wait on you.
There was a time when I resigned, I discovered what we call the cabal. There is a cabal. There are people who stole money in this country for the past 12 years. They are very powerful. More than even the government. Let me tell you something. I did criminology. There's something we call the underground word. And then they call the legitimate word. What the guys can do, the guys who milk the country, they organize under the puppet master of access control. They organize what we call legitimate institutions to exist. They punch the money in there, but they hide their identity. For example, they open 10 companies. One company opens another, the other company opens the other, just like that. Subsidiary. So at the end of the day, you see layers of companies that you can't really see the true owner, but they control at the level, that puppet, control the puppets. Now, those institutions employ people in government on their payroll to protect their interests, those who are out there. So if for any reason you are going against this person, there is somebody within the regime that will be unknowingly or knowingly frustrating the efforts to counter that particular person. Another thing they do is they get other people, they get a lot of, you know, you get Facebook now. They get a lot of children, they get $100. Say, my man, $100, $50, $50, pass scratch card. You're just be causing him, man. You're causing who did to distract him. If you want the asset recovery period, you know that on a daily basis I was the subject of attacks. Every day, people on us, people on us. The reason is because they have their tentacles and they have the money. But you and I, our little brothers and sisters, glorify these people and say, oh yeah, they make money. Oh, they make money. But how did they get the money? So the president is an individual. If the president has more than 10 advisors and maybe 20 of them, out of 25, 20 of them singing messages say, gee, this is not time. Gee, this is not the time. Let me want cause trouble. Let's wait for time. You think the president will proceed? He's a human being. There's something we call the French association. Negative reinforcement or positive reinforcement. That's in criminology. They say when you want to do something, your decision or your behavior is influenced by the group you spend most of your time with. The people that are around you have the tendency to influence your behavior because you spend much of your time with them. Sometimes you say, look, I will not do it, I'm doing this one. But at a certain point in time, when you eat certain move, there are some of those who are very clever in getting to you say, look, my man, chief, the thing you got to do it for the sake of this. Then you say, oh, okay, but then let me just give you a thought. So those were the problems. Then we have reports that came from the Liberal Anti-Corruption Commission. Honorable Samukai's was Samukai's report was one of those, and he was actually indicted for misapplication of entrusted property by the LACC. But our job was to review the reports because we had a special mandate to recover. The only time we go for prosecution is if the person is adamant and the person refuses. So that indictment was done on early. When I say indictment, it was not actually there was a draft indictment. Okay. There was a draft indictment. Yes, there was a draft indictment, but it was not actually an indictment like a presentment that went to the grand jury. No. So, but the conclusion was already made that he should be indicted. So we said no. We are going to review the reports. We will review all of the reports and to investigate to see whether there was any step missing. And one of the things I was looking with is that I had experts from Great Taunton. The Great Taunton is the best in the forensic investigative team of Europe for 2019 and 2020. They were the ones, in fact, that recovered for Nigeria over 500 billion. So the other branch is the one that we had here. The guys were here on their own to help Liberia for more than 6 months in Royal Hotel. That's where they were staying. So they were assisting all in forensic investigation, data analysis, forensic evidence, yeah. He was mandated by the president, the former president of Liberia. Because I'm on oath, I got to speak what I've read in the evidence way. Okay. Yeah, it's not because, I got to be very clear because history will judge me. That he was given the authority by the former president of Liberia to spend money from the AFL account. So we asked for the evidence. He showed a letter that came from the former Minister of State. Yeah, but the disgusting thing about that was that amount, that letter did not speak. That letter only spoke to the issues of the time of setting AFL soldiers that were let's say injured, and this doctor or something. But in that period, he had expended close to $900,000 outside or before that letter came. Wow. You understand what I'm saying? So on that basis, it means that the letter was not particular about the money that had already been expanded. And so the discussion also was, look, on our laws, misapplication of entrusted property is when I gave you an object to keep for my use and just keep it for me, and you took that object and use it for Paul without my consent, even though you say you will replace it, it does not guarantee that indeed you have not misapplied. That is the law. More besides, the expenditure that Honorable Samuka made from the EFL money, that expenditure was not supported by the evidence that he produced. For instance,
Meaning the letter?
yeah. He had expended close to $1 million. You understand what I'm saying? And then that was spent, that was done prior to, if you look at the date of the letter that he introduced to the investigation.
So meaning he made prior expenditure.
Exactly. Without authorization. So on that basis, I told him, I said, look, see, brother, pay some money. We don't intend to go to court before the lawyers. He knows, someone knows that. So I thought we were proceeding at a point where we'll be able to see, because if Samuka will have just paid $100,000 or $250,000, I don't think you're going to go to court down like it. Because there are people that have paid and their names are not yet, nobody knows them. They are in government, some of them. Yes, people who pay, they came to me, they pay and gave the money to my investigator, then they went and deposited. So that was the thing. The intent was not to prosecute. Once you decide to pay, you understand? Because the government wanted restitution. Because we know how expensive prosecution is. You understand what I'm saying? And so, when after a particular time, after consultations and all, to be frank, the president of Liberia did not intend that indeed we should go ahead to prosecute. The president was not in favor of that. In other words, he was interested in restitution. You understand what I'm saying? But when Honorable Samuka returned, after consultation, and then I called his lawyer and said, look, we are interested in restitution. We don't want to prosecute. And you're not the only person. There are so many people. You know, that's one of the unfortunate things in this country. Let leave Samuka a little bit. But there are people that I know, I see around here, people glorify them. When you see the records on them, on what they did in this country, then we have reports that came from the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission. Honorable Samuka's Samuka's report was one of those. And he was actually indicted for misapplication of entrusted property by the LACC. But our job was to review the reports because we had a special mandate to recover. The only time we go for prosecution is if the person is adamant and the person refuses.
So that indictment was done on early.
When I say indictment, it was not actually there was a draft indictment. Okay. There was a draft indictment. Yes, there was a draft indictment, but it was not actually an indictment that like a presentment that went to the grand jury. No. So, but the conclusion was already made that he should be indicted. So we said no. We are going to review the reports. We will review all of the reports and to investigate to see whether there was any step missing. And one of the things I was looking with is that I had experts from Great Taunton. The Grand Taunton is the best forensic investigative team of Europe for 2019 and 2020. They were the ones, in fact, that recovered for Nigeria over 500 billion. So the other branch is the one that we had here. Because we're here on their own to help Liberia for more than 6 months in Royal Hotel. That's where they were staying. So they were assisting all in forensic investigation, data analysis, forensic evidence, yeah. He was mandated by the president, the former president of Liberia. Because I'm on an oath, I got to speak what I've read in the evidence way. Okay. Yeah, it's not because, I got to be very clear because history will judge me. That he was given the authority by the former president of Liberia to spend money from the AFL account. So we asked for the evidence. He showed a letter that came from the former Minister of State. Yeah, but the disgusting thing about that was that amount, that letter did not speak. That letter only spoke to the issues of the time of having certain EFL soldiers that were let's say injured, and this doctor or something that you know about. But in that period, he had expended close to $900,000 outside or before that letter came. Wow. You understand what I'm saying? So on that basis,
To all of you, wherever you are, how you doing? I hope we are grateful to the Almighty God for everything that we do, and we thank God ever so much for everything. And with God, all things are possible, and we are forever grateful to all of you for your prayers you continue to offer for our country, and especially for people like us, and we are forever grateful for everything. With God, all things are possible, and we'll continue to work and work and work and work. It's not about self, it's for country. You know, and there are a lot that we can do out there. Confident D has a Linda Morris. Where is Confident D? Not seeing you anyway. There are a lot. Bobby Natch, what's up, Switzerland? Kerry Williams, how you doing? Great people. You see, when I see you in class like this, you're passing your around class. You don't want to disturb the class. I can get serious problem with you. I can get serious problem with you people passing around in class and want to disturb the class. The class is not for disturbing purpose. And you have to be quiet and be in class so that oh Bobby, yeah, the thing that happened last night. God. You see, they're all gonna be telling you your contribute. You know the AEC credit finish last night. Let me be bold with you. These are some of the challenges we can be going through. I didn't know. I forgot. The AEC credit finished last night. Yeah, so we fought hard to get it back. But the generator again, well, at least we started it. That's why we're able to continue because we got a generator on standby always. Yeah, but nothing wrong. You don't worry. Yeah, they want that Kings FM caused problem. It is not government caused problem. You get government caused problem that affected us or that will affect us. Then we get Kings FM caused problem. So this is our own caused problem that affected us last night. But at least you got most of the lectures. It was just the cause in segment that was disrupted, right? Yeah, you got most of the lectures, just the cause in segment that was disrupted last night. Everybody let G's business. Yeah, the cause in segment. Yeah, that's right. But it's good. It's good. And you're seeing the money, something the King support basket money now there. And you're seeing it there. You put money. I will be buying current other things that is support that are part of it. Anything is 0555 the same way, something there. So 0555. I get a phone here. I get a phone here. Anytime you're in account inside, I will know. Yeah, I get it stuff here. Oh, disturbing your thing. Solomon. Okay, Solomon. So that the issue that happened last night, yeah. I received a call from one of the VIPs and who was certainly concerned and about why we went off. Why? What's the problem, baby? What's the problem? What's the problem? Yeah, what's the problem? What's the problem? No problem. We went low on credit last night. So that's the challenge we had. So you can support those of you who can. I know there are several of you who have said, look, we'll be making our something monthly. And we appreciate all of you for that. And you can see the same wave stuff there. And the number is right displayed on the screen there. And for those of you out there, let me just announce them to you. 0555 885 885, or the orange one is 0777 017 885. 0777 017 885 for the orange money. Then for the MTM, and is 0555 885 885. Let me say also up to all of you. There are some of you who don't want to be named as to what you do. We'll keep it confidential. Don't worry. Yeah, because we know exactly what it is, and we are going to get there. Yeah, we are certainly going to get there. When you send your money, it's just for sending purpose. It's not for cause in purpose. We don't receive calls on the numbers we announced there. No. If you check beneath the numbers that for cause were announced to you. So the numbers exclusively for just receiving stuff. So it's not for cause. So all of the calls, activities, you won't get it, just for messaging purpose. When you send it, there's that, you will see the name there. And I think, yeah. And to the two SIMs, you will see my name attached. But it's for the institution anyway. Because some of you are not able to send money to the institution stuff because it's also there, but it's still in a way technical. But we have a team that is set up for that. They will be collecting all the things. Sorry. I'm challenged here. Sorry. We are having a little challenge here, and I'm seeing it. All right. Sorry, my friend, brother. So we will certainly get there, and with God, all things are possible. I don't know what sort of group you people talking about. Anything about addition to group, you'll talk to Matilda Stevens, not me. And Ethel Dede Morris as well. And Ethel Dede Morris. You can get to all too. Anything about group addition, they control the groups out there. So you can manage with them. It will work. How you doing? How's everything with you people? Welcome to the program Face the Issues. On the program Face the Issues, we don't discuss personalities, no, but issues involving personalities. But when personalities do their thing in front of those issues, we don't in any way hesitate, but rather we tear you apart. And normally and usually because of the pain that attends tearing you apart, we just tell you sorry. That sorry does not carry any indication that indeed we regret our actions. Today is the 8th, and as of tomorrow, our president, His Excellency Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boakai, will be commencing his summit alongside other African presidents with Donald Trump. And we are very excited that that meeting will go on. We are grateful. And if some of you think that we don't like Liberia, but what we do know, we love Liberia. That's why we don't want him to misrepresent us, because he's damaging our image out there. And we are very angry at that, and that he's damaging our image. All we ask him for is to lead. We need nothing else from him, because he has nothing to give to anybody. He himself, he has been struggling, and he still struggles. Despite him being president, he still struggles. There is nothing that we need from him. We just need him to lead. So there is no personal benefit that we need from Joseph Boakai for what we do. All he needs to do is to lead this country. That's all. Leadership is what we need, and which is very, very important. And I will certainly get there. So with God, all things are possible. So in Nimba County, the guys in Nimba County, we are hearing that the National Elections Commission has released the preliminary listing for just District 5. The number of candidates that are running there, it tells you that that district area enough for fun. But I don't know what's popping, and we are certainly getting there. With God, all things are possible. So the National Elections Commission has released its provisional listing of people who are qualified so far, a provisional listing, right? And to contest the pending election, by-election in district number 5. We try to give it some credence on purpose, so that you don't just jump, no. So we try to lend it some credence on purpose. So you seen it, right? Yeah, so it is there. And let me just name the people whose names are up, because people in Nimba County are following us. So 2025 Nimba County District number 5 representative by-elections, preliminary list of aspirants. So they said the final listing of candidates will be published after verification and or the outcome or outcomes of any further investigation hearing, right? So we have the number of candidates. We have 11 candidates for that District 5 to replace Honorable Samuel Koga, Senator of Nimba County. So to replace Koga, we have several candidates, all in contention, and they are there moving stronger. Of all that we know here, this Congress for Democratic Change, the CDC, is not being represented from the list of from the list being published so far. Neither are we seeing any other collaborating party of the CDC. Okay. The only collaborating party of the CDC that's participating there is LPDP, and the former collaborating party, because they said they have gone on their own now. So we are not seeing MPP. We are not seeing MOVE, the Movement for Economic Empowerment. We are not seeing them. And equally so, I'm not seeing the latest and newest political party emerging from Nimba County, the CMC. The CMC is not trying and testing in that election. So I don't know why. But again, the CMC is supposed to have tried that too, representatively. I don't know why. But again, the CMC is not there. So we have one Boris Ballier, a male running as independent candidate. We have Abraham Kakpo, male, Liberia Transformation Party, LTP. We have Koto Senwobe Kwagu, Movement for Democracy and Reconstruction, MDR, is also running. We have Takbo Mambia, a male independent candidate. We have Augustus Menkoa, Vision for Liberia Transformation Vote. We have Sibokoa Meame, Liberia National Union Lino. We have Joseph Weyi Jr., Liberian People Democratic Party, LPDP, of Edis Jinika Talo. We have Cole Williams, male independent candidate. We have Madi Wongwe, Liberia Rebuilding Party, Rebuilders. That's another party. Okay. We have Samson Warner. Samson Warner is Democratic People's Party of Liberia, DPPL. Then we have, last but not the least, Jackson Yo. Jackson Yo is National Democratic Coalition. And so those are the people so far who are in contention. And with God, all things are possible for any one of them. So these are the names that are up, and everyone else, they are there fighting hard. But I think from the onset, there was some level of issue involving one of the lead guys or project guys in the office of Jeremiah Kuhn, who had wanted to contest. I don't know whether he's the one representing MDR, but I know for sure there's a guy who supported Koga all through and was a campaign guy for Koga all through in all of these elections, very much forceful. And he had told Koga and assured him that if I do go, I will be able to give you, I don't know whether it's the guy, but we'll try to check on these names and see whether there are some issues. But latest, there were some issues about who owns, who controls, and Nimba County. Something was raising like that. Whether it is Koga or it is Jeremiah Kuhn. Well, I know we are looking ahead. Something may happen. Something may pop up. This is not what we are expecting, and this is not what we anticipate, and this is not what we're praying for. But it shall happen. So we are watching to see what happens in Nimba. and during this election. So let's watch out for them. The election is about, will be expected, we are expecting the election. That's the by-election. You know, United Party people, they get money, they get their spending money, by-election to by-election. They will soon create another by-election again. They will make it. And for folks who are supporters of the Unity Party, we are getting bad signs about the payment of civil servant salaries. A friend of mine called me today. He's from the education sector. He said that he was only able to receive his Liberian dollars component, I think of some 15,000, the US dollar, in years to come. But we are almost today the 8th, right? Today is the 8th. And if you are paying on the 8th, and July 26th is just around the corner, I don't know when you will pay for July 26th again. If you drag for June into the 8th, you're paying for that, we got to even look for money. For you, please help to support our own opponents. We need to pay them. All right. So if you drag this and you're raising all of the revenue and you're misdirecting it into your pockets, which is very bad, terrible, very, very terrible. That's bad. So the hard delay can start. When you see the man used to pay you on time, but he start delaying, he starts wasting some days, he starts spoiling some days or whatever it is, wasting some days. You know that something is running somewhere. So the government have to pay twice this month. They are paying on the 8th. I don't know whether they have started paying everyone else, but some people are receiving their money now. It's the 8th that we know about, and so far, the 8th we know about it so far, and if. And so I don't know. And so they said the third person on the list I just talked about is the guy in Koto Kwagu or whatever. So I think Koga and the other guy must have reached a compromise on it. Yeah, the third guy on the list, I think he's on the MDR list. Yeah. All right, so one Ishmael is saying that up to now, I was only able to receive USD for last month. The LD is still in the hole. And wow. So all of y'all, you're having small problem, Yeah. But we are hoping that government will get salaries to pay our people. Yeah. They will get salaries to pay our people. And someone is also telling me that some faculty members at the state-run university are yet to receive their pay. I don't know what's really going on. So I think with God, all things are possible, and we can only pray for the civil servants and hope and pray that they get the money that they were yearning for. At least, even if it is not increased, they must just get their actual salary that they always used to be fighting for. We pray that you'll be able to get your salaries. So that one is cleared off. Let's leave that one, right? Let me tell you people something. You know, there are lots and lots of corruption allegations that the government appearing to be fighting, and they are not fighting corruption at all. It's very glaring. You can remember the last time when the LACC wanted to start prosecuting, let me say sorry. When the LACC began investigating current government officials, you saw the aftermath of that. Mo Ali, Colonel Crack Cooper, I think Wilmot Pay, Amos Toy, all of them, they went to the LACC office to go threaten the LACC boss that why you are only questioning the current regime officials. These are the people that say they're sincere in fighting corruption. They took their time, their offices, they went to the LACC to threaten the LACC boss because they know that the LACC boss understand that these people, when you see them, are Boga coming so. You can say that right here, they will move you from office because Boga does not care about law. Those people left their offices, they went there to question the LACC boss, the madam, to tell her that why is it you are only calling the Unity Party people whole day, you calling them for questioning, you doing it, you want to honor man this government? Can you imagine that? What kind of serious people you will find like that? That's why you see Joseph Boakai is not scared to suspend people because the guys have already softened the ground at LSCC. Look at what they did recently. The LSCC cannot stop anybody from traveling. The LSCC cannot. Read the immigration boss and say, oh, stop it. Who told you that how it works? For anybody freedom of movement to be stopped, it has to be through the court process. So because you just wake up, you say, oh, there's that, yeah, you got to go to court and prove first. Well, there is an indictment. Because why you think people go to grand juries? Why you think people go to grand juries? To determine the weight of whether or not the thing the man did it, or he didn't do it, or the person that did it. At that point, the state is now convinced that it got issues. When that indictment comes up, and it's clear that the matter is before the court, you can pray the same court that matter is before and tell them, say, look, we need here as a Republican, and for the president to not go anywhere. We don't want the president to leave the country because we have something pending for this here and there. So, I don't know. Sometimes you get to look at it and you say, oh, yeah, the LSC ready now. They're fighting war. They're doing that, you know. And someone is telling me from Ministry of Public Works, the reports are coming, and as they are coming, I will be giving you all the reports. Someone is telling me from the Ministry of Public Works, they have not received salary for the month of June. So, you know, they're doing it small. So, some of you will not even get 20 pay. Those of you who are delaying, if it reaches the 15th, and you not really receive your June pay, you forget about 26. Because that June pay, they will give you for 26. So I will just be, you know, as you're giving your report now about your salary or something, you know, and we are looking at it. Other people are reporting at Ministry of Internal Affairs and so forth. Yeah, these updates are very important so that we can weigh in, you know, and yeah, so we can weigh in on the strength. Yeah, we can weigh in on the strength of someone is also telling me that NFIL has not paid for the month of June. So you see, all these kind of things will be there. And we can be telling you all the thing because we get people from all walks of life who are listening to us. From everywhere, civil servants everywhere. Now you won't get a civil servant in this country. We get our brother and sister, their mama and papa, then they are working. So they will give us these reports. You can't lie about it. So NFIL has not paid yet. So a Minister of Finance, I hope you and your team, you're listening. If your team have deposited some money in NFIL, deposit, they not pay yet. And they not receive pay yet. So you're trying to go and collect money and put it there. Already we went to July 26th and you're struggling with June yet. National Fire Service name just came up. Now the salary delay report. And you see the time where all COVID-19, the time we be announcing how many persons fall down from COVID. The other country, you know, at that time, be really reporting it. Well, reporting, COVID report. That salary report now will come and be giving you now. That is salary pandemic. That is salary pandemic now will come and be dealing with. So the salary pandemic, that is what we're dealing with now. And the government told you, say, you know, what they said they never have any money. Joseph Boakai say, Joe, we are all the money. But when they check in the cover, there's some plenty of money there. They say, these people that will be paying you 2 times. In fact, the American system we are bringing here now, they told you. Every 2 years, they're bringing American system. They said they will be paying you 2 times every month. That means after every 2 weeks, they will be paying you. Then they got ready. They say, oh, we'll come and tell the bank there, the Echo Bank people there, they will be giving you money. You'll be giving your salary. If you go to the Echo Bank, go take it from there. You go take your money from there. And you say, oh, 2018, you see, you said that, you know, the way you sat down outside, you look at how government, you think a small thing job we have on in this country. From COVID-19 time, taking a country for all meal. Taking a country for all meal. Or George, we are who comes from a football field. Taking this country for all meal. That was a daunting task. In fact, Erin Snow, people think Erin Snow was predating in a wrong manner. No. Erin Snow knew what he was saying. He's a politician. But Erin Snow was looking at the fact that Ono Erin Johnson Sirleaf, there were some challenges with salaries and things. That's why the economy booming. All Mayo has left. All the variables were there. So when Snow was running campaign against Weir at the time, he said when Weir takes over, there will come time over 6 or 7 months, people will not take pay. Yeah, you can understand from the perspective he was speaking because we are coming from football fee. Who just went in the Senate and sat down there and were able to take over the country? So Snow was sometime again. But how did God work it out for this young man to take over the country from Ellen Johnson Sirleaf? O'Mail has left. The security system in Weir hand. Everything falls on your lap. Those things were not on Ellen lap. All the security sectors, all of them were not on Ellen lap. That's why I said these security opponents, they were just ungrateful. They decided to just politicize the security sector for the first time. It left from honor O'Mail. They decided to politicize the security sector, not giving credit to Weir. They're not giving credit to Weir. And in fact, Weir started fighting for this security money that their bosses were eating, even on Weir, on Ellen administration. Weir fought for it and said, no, it's not fair. Weir did well for the security sector, taking your from O'Mail and taking over. You know what was happening? Even the you said they had work on them who were shouting 50 here and there. They use a pool where they have money there for health workers here and there. The time O'Mail, you have different health salary. So you never used to feed it. But when Weir took over, you needed to understand that this Weir man, he's taking over at the time. Our partner then who used to give us money, they gone. The small area NGO then who used to be giving their health system and they're gone because O'Mail gone. Because the system is that this is the system that Weir is taking over now. So with these things he's doing, it's manageable. You're the one appreciated it. You say we have a novice, the doorman, he does that, just bring poverty. Some of the banking sectors and all. You check people in the banking system, they all have problem with Weir. They forgot to know that the bank will suffer serious deficit because there was serious economic meltdown because of the departure of these NGOs, especially the international community as it relates to O'Mail. They blame all on Weir. That Weir was the cause for O'Mail. O'Mail doesn't want to go. You know how many times Ellen begged for O'Mail to stay here? Because Ellen couldn't make it. The people say, okay, we'll get a last extension. So we'll stay with Ellen until she leaves. That's all we can do. We can't do anything else. Liberia is now peaceful. They can manage themselves. We don't have to be here. That's what the people did at that time. Ellen practically begged. She said, when you leave, the whole economy will collapse because the audio economy will on here. So if you leave, we finish. It will expose me big time. And I can't allow that. So she prayed with her friends. And they say, hey, O'Mail stay. What was the necessity of O'Mail staying beyond our election? This election, the 2017 election was the testing moment for our democracy to say that we're now ready to chart our own course. Do you know how many NGO sectors were really funding the health sector? For which you health workers, you will be getting your little small salary there. You don't even care about government salaries there. You don't even have time for nothing there. You're not used to. But what happened now? Everything started pulling out. They use a pool for health, a pull out. So the burden was now left with the government. So when the government said, okay, let's harmonize all these salary and the allowances and things you're getting, they pull all together and say that one salary will give you. So that when you look at it and say, Joe, we have a bar man. Oh, you harmonize up you, harmonize deal, harmonize. Was it not necessary? Those variables that made you to earn the salaries you were getting, were they still in existence? No. Why you want to reach them? Why? Yeah, you see here now. Yeah, you see how the government look there now. You see what they're going through now. When they took over, they saw plenty of money there. They say, oh, but Joe, we are yeah. Not knowing all the way you're feeling like say, Joe, we are never left any money there. But when you saw plenty of money, you start making promises, say you will be able to pay twice every month. And I say you're going to pay twice every month. Thank God. And now you're going into June now. And now you're going into June now. In fact, the last time, Double Jara, the ARA boss, he too went and started to, he stood out in front of the legislature. He started giving projector that we have already raised beyond. I say, look at the man. They're going to take the day order. You're feeling raising more money. Eh? You're feeling raising everything here. And then you see the lawmaker and say, oh, but then we'll fight for nothing. We'll fight for nothing. From the day Double Jara stood in that place there and said that we're going to get plenty of money and they're raising more money. The man say, but then the fighting now start. we will get what we want. That's how you saw the men there saying all kinds of things during the Fonati removal. The men then knew because Double Jala went there, say plenty of money in the country. So the men just start charging Joseph Boaka. They say give all the million that the only way we will move Fonati. Get it 1 year because the people go low for it. Then you see they just taking the money from all over more Ali, then taking money, they giving it. LPRC, they taking money from there, giving it to the just for the man removal until it went pretty close to 8 million just to remove this man. They were just wasting the country money. So you see what the impact is having now on you, because the money that's supposed to be used to pay your salary and things, and what they were using to move Fonatikofa. Misuse, misapplication of the state resources. Was it necessary? No. Total wickedness. Yeah, Matilda, I agree with you 100%. Wickedness. That's all you people were on. Stay, you're not cut down. You're sack people. Stay, you can't pay on time. You're not cut down. You're not sack. Hey. You can stay pay. You're going to Juna. So you pay 2 times. And some of you who not pay me pay. I think my other man go 15,000 LD. You say US dollar can. It will come. Don't worry. But why about the other people then who not even receive their stuff here for this and going way to because by the 15th or something, they don't pay, all right? So it went down to the 8th. So by next week, like that means you will not get to say pay. Oh, could you imagine? What? Very terrible. Very, very terrible. You see some of the things we can be talking here. Oh, AB Ninja talking you. Eh? Someone is even telling me that even the LRP, the Librarian Police officers with RB Bank, have not received salary for June. LD, they don't even get it yet. Then someone is telling me I just received my LD component now. I am somebody from MCSS. Yeah, MCSS people, they said they just received their LD salary now. Yeah, LMP RB Bank. Nothing there. The component, the LD component. Right? You see some of the things we are talking, we're not saying these things because we say things will be easier on government. But you people made it to a PLX. Joe, we are then had the money. They were just taking the money, carrying it all over the place. In fact, Magay decided to kill Omar so that he will go bury a man with the money. Prince Johnson said that one. He probably finished dying already. Prince Johnson said that one. He said Magay man grave that the money are inside it. So they took some of the money. The country money, they put it inside my grave. I gotta tell you, people be talking, they be telling you, they be sitting there, be passing around. They put it, taking the money, they just passing around with it. They get ready, they just eating the money. And you see some of the problem. You see how it is. You think George Weah took over the? In fact, George Weah took over the country at the time the country was now surrounded to Liberia by the international community. So some people doubted that salaries would not be paid here. There were turbulent times when the onset. Protests were being staged all over. Yes, it has to be a slow, but of course, understanding what the context were. When we are in this economic team got to work, they said, this is what we have to do. Then COVID took it inside again. Hey, Jagla, the whole thing. So you see, every other thinking as a testing moment of we are. Why you think COVID came at the time of we are was there? The economic expert Ellen Johnson said, she fell flat to Ebola. She cried. Ebola, Ellen cried. In fact, it was the time Amara connected budget shortfall. Because that time Ebola swept there in Jordan. One more about COVID that was even more deadly than Ebola. Because for COVID, at least for Ebola, we had the Ebola rare, right? So other countries could come to us. You had Germany coming, China coming, everyone else. America said, brother, CDC and all here. Because they believe that it was a regional issue and they wanted to tackle it. So all the resources were coming. We have everything. But for COVID-19, everyone on their own. Now the time we had took over, everybody on their own. When you hear in Italy, 10,000 persons just died today. You go in America, 23 persons die. You go in China, people dying. So who coming to your aid? Nobody. That's the time we had took over this country. Yet we survive it. In fact, they told 7-7 to go sit down when they will still be receiving their salaries. Let's compare it now. And United Party took over, right? Great. Yeah, let's go. Let's do comparison now. Just for the first the beginning of of an administration. Let's look at it and see where. That great we are now in Unity Party now. You're not getting a COVID. Nothing. In fact, nothing. At least you make good money there. When we are talking about, you never make any good money in the account. But we are managed. COVID-19 keep to stressing more. You have to say, let the people go sit down. We'll pay them. And that's very, very important. That's how you assess people who did well. You're not getting a COVID or nothing, or you're delaying salary now. But you see, God is wonderful. God is using these moments as a teaching moment. You know, sometimes some teaching moments are practical experiences that you go through. And that's where you really know, what it is. So you see what it is? Now you can assess we are not and say, but no, we are really did well. We are really, really did well. Because COVID-19, everybody on their own. You on your own. You get ready. In fact, American people looking for money to give to their own citizens where they were coming to pray. They didn't get anything yet. But COVID-19, Ebola time, yes, money was coming to this country. Germany came, China came, America and all, they came here. We have even resuscitated our entire health sector forever. Did we utilize the opportunity? No. People stole money again. Yet, in the wake of all of that, so you see that? We are. Your says we are now. Okay, educated people. How they clever? They don't want to know the people. There's that, they're CDC people, door. They are there. The clever people that they don't want there now. We're doing comparison between door people and clever people now. The clever people who were there up to now, you don't get any challenge, nothing. Like you say pull out. Like you say pull out and you're suffering like this. You say, like you say pull out, you're suffering like this. But we are on, you say pull out. The health workers were left with the government to absorb them. Did the government dismiss them? Did the government say they try to downsize health sector? No. They decided to absorb. In fact, they decided to even elevate the salaries of medical doctors in the wake of that you say pull out. Medical doctors, their salaries will go up. Then for the other people will try, the health workers. In fact, they were in negotiation with the government of Liberia, and of course, saying that, look, the volunteer health workers, we need to now transition them because these people are here and they've been struggling here, and we need to transition them and get them. That is the kind of negotiation that we are having with these people. And they look at it, they say that we are a barman. Yeah, then they're now they're sitting down there today. You're going to enjoy yourself now. They're compared to comparison. COVID-19. You're the health people, you know how deadly COVID-19 was as compared to Ebola. Because economically, nowhere to turn. Yeah. We're going to June. I just remind y'all that we're going to June with your salary business. So 26, some of you will not get 26. If not all of you, then some of you will not get 26. So let's watch and see. Yeah. We wish you all the best. I know you will say that the global problem again. Because all I'm wrong won't get out from a global problem Liberia has. You're just wicked. Instead of you focusing your attention. Yeah. Richmond Black Diamond say comparison and contrast. Yeah, compare and contrast. They're compare and contrast. They're all compare and contrast. And let me tell you something. This country is an interesting country. God is showing us all these things, and I will open your eyes today, and your thing will just sleep over that lie. Every day I see small, I will bring it also. And y'all say the CDC people were door people. They were dummies. They didn't know how to run government. They did that. They didn't know what. Yeah, y'all know your left and your right. Or your left from your right. Or your right from your left. Here and there now. But with God, all things are possible. You will feel the pinch of it. You sit on there. And we're going to June with salary or something. You sit on there, you will get it. Just now. In fact, I was just playing Arthur Johnson voice. I remember I'm at True FM and Arthur Johnson. They see as a recovery thing that they have, as a recovery. Yeah. John, we had time. He didn't politicize it. Don't yourself, oh, and the grass some guy here there, but listen to Arthur Johnson, what he said. Let Arthur Johnson here. That thing was play ever since. I just took that clip and I brought it here at this station. We play ever since. What was the tax of the asset recovery? You know what touched me in Arthur Johnson's statement here? He said, we was not interested in prosecution. We was interested in recovery because it is very expensive. He said, once the people willing to pay, you don't put it in jail. Yeah, they get a country money. That was weird for you. Yeah, they get a country money. We need the money for us to go use it. And we prosecuted Brandon Samoka, right? How much of that money Brandon Samoka has paid back? Even the current government or whatever it is, because you see, when you hear people saying these things, look, we knew what the country focus was. We need money. And what the Arthur Johnson said, let me play you Arthur Johnson's voice. You listen to him.
The letter, he had expended close to $1 million. And this doctor or something that you talk about. But in that period, he had expended close to $900,000 outside or before that letter came. You understand what I'm saying? So on that basis, it means that the letter was not particular about the money that had already been expanded. And so the discussion also was, look, on our laws, misapplication of interested property is when I gave you an object to keep for my use and just keep it for me, and you took that object and use it for poor without my consent. Even though you say you will replace it, it does not guarantee that indeed you have not misapplied. That is the law. More besides, the expenditure that Honorable Samoka made from the EFL money, that expenditure was not supported by the evidence that he produced.
Okay.
For instance, meaning the letter? Yeah. He had expended close to $1 million. You understand what I'm saying? And then that was done prior to, if you look at the date of the letter that he introduced to the investigation.
So meaning he made prior expenditure.
Exactly. Without authorization. So on that basis, I told him, I said, look, see, brother, based on their money, we don't intend to go to court before the lawyers. You know, someone knows that. So I thought we were proceeding at a point where we'll be able to see, because if Samoka will have just paid $100,000 or $250,000, I don't think you're going to go to court town like this. Because there are people that have paid and their names are not yet, nobody knows them. They are in government, some of them. Yes, people who pay, they came to me, they paid and gave the money to my investigator, then they went and deposited. So that was the thing. The intent was not to prosecute. Once you decide to pay, you understand? Because the government wanted restitution. Because we know how expensive prosecution is. You understand what I'm saying? And so, when after a particular time, after consultations and all, to be frank, the president of Liberia did not intend that indeed we should go ahead to prosecute.
Okay. The president of Liberia did not intend that we should go ahead to prosecute. But you know what? We are coming to change that thing around now. Because our own thing is, look, we need the money for the country. If the guys can get the money, no problem. How many of us, according to our laws, everything you see them doing here, political, they're just jumping all over the place. Because the money they're supposed to take to get to you civil servant to pay your salary, that the money they're spending and say they're prosecuting people. They tell people put them in handcuffs, they carry them, they put them outside. You see the money, you see why you are suffering and salaries can be paid? You're sitting and shouting all over the place. Oh, salary can be paid. No, let me tell you something. You got to get logic and reasoning, especially when it comes to governance. When it comes to governance, you got to be strategic. But you see, they want to now, you see passing around here, so they're stealing, they're passing all around, and of course, doing whatever they want to do. They will pay for it. This time, the whole asset recovery that will come for 2030 is for prosecution. There is not, whether you recover, in fact, nobody asking you for recovery. In fact, we're not even going to call it asset recovery. Asset prosecution. We're looking for the name to give that, right? We want to look for the name. We ain't going to recover it, no. We're not going to say recover, because when you say recover, and then the mandate of it is to write letter to people, count inside, get it one here. No. Let's look for different name for it, so that it does not appear like the asset recovery thing we're going for. No, is he got it. I want to call some kind of thing that committee. God. There's some kind of name we all got to look for to give that thing, because we're not talking about recovery. Because that thing that are down there, so that thing that they men do here, they see them passing around the year. They don't even look. We are going to make sure that this country is going to be reset, and this country, for it to be reset like that, there's a problem. There's a problem somewhere, and we'll solve that problem. We are saying these things, you can't be jumping all over the place. Say, oh, it be making post scare. I don't begin about scare. Look, you see what we are doing. We was interested in saying these things to say, look, we need the money. My brother, we need the money. Arthur Johnson, if you can go and get. So why you see, Arthur said it. Arthur said, to be sincere, the president was not interested in prosecution. Because to first one corruption case, you think a small thing? That thing where you grass, you're not being interested just seeing people in handcuff. It does not solve any problem. What thing about handcuff like be anybody shame in this country? People really want to steal in this country. You think when you pull in handcuff, like what will stop them from stealing? You just want to tell them, say, be careful now how you must steal. So the next man out there, he will cover your tracks. Because the mistake, the other man made it, other man will cover it. Or you think that we're going to stop stealing? You don't stop. No, you Liberia people, you don't even know. We was the smartest president Liberia ever produced. All the ideas were for the benefit of you people. You carry the other thing to him, you say, no, we can proceed this way. Let's do it that way. Don't look, the man has ideas. The smartest president Liberia ever produced. There is a president that was tested in trial times. He survived it. He has been tried, tested. That's when you know good leaders. When people are faced with real calamity, what do they do in the wake of that calamity is when you grade them as a leader. So you'll just be there, you'll be passing around, doing all kinds of things. But we are getting there. Today, I was listening to my brother, Jeremy Lepia. You know, Pia one of thing he doing. Pia get a whole family and all of them living in America. So there's nothing about America that they will condemn. There was no justification that they could give today. At one point, they said a proposal. But when they open their mouth to proposal, then we'll go to the U.S. Embassy and how do you call the thing? We'll go to the U.S. Embassy page. We see there, signing of a deal. There's a proposal. At one point, they say proposal. Then, at one point, you hear Jeremy Lepia telling you, the Liberian people, you know the country is in a reverse mode now. This country is in a reverse mode. The man is telling you people, the Liberian people, and telling you, say, that thing that the president signed, he will send it now for ratification. When have we operated? When have we operated our country in that manner? Where the president will sign something before you send it to the legislature for ratification. Where that want to happen? Where did that happen? So what in the lawmakers going to do there now? They say the president signs it before it goes to the legislature. The only time, and I'll tell you this, the only time the president can take a national action before getting to the national legislature, Jeremiah Pierre, listen to me, is in a state of emergency. When there is a state of emergency, that's when the president can take actions that calls for legislative approval before sending it to the legislature. That's the only time. Is the passage of the year or state of emergency? Does it fall on a state of emergency? That's the only time. That's the only time that the lawmakers, the president, can take action and then send it to the lawmakers for them to look at it. That's the only time on a state of emergency. No day that this has happened. But you see, people may not understand some of these things. God is exposing these people bigly to tell you that this government is complete vla. Nobody respects them. Nobody has any respect for them. So as a result, they will treat them like puppets. They are like, look, these people are being treated like, you're finished. Oh. Look, Liberian people, you're leave your own way, God, because you're not even country, sir. Because our country is recognized by laws. Now, how they can recognize country? Law. I told you people the last time, right? I went to the United States of America, thanks to the United States government, and one visited one other professor at the AU University, American University. And the man was lecturing us on Constitution, how our country is formed, blah, blah, blah. Right? The leader once said, my own prof, Siri Jones, teaching us as well, talking about though that civil procedure, something he was on, but he was also touching on it. Then Prof. Banks. These people tell you squarely how the country is formed. There is no country without laws. Because it is God, it is law that regulates. If a country cannot be regulated, then forget about it. Why you think we had to form our constitution? You think without any country that does not have a constitution, that country does not exist. Because it is the law that guards the citizens. It is the law that guards even foreigners from entering your country, how to behave. It is the law that makes people who are coming in your country, or people who are living in your country, and people who come in your country, how they should behave. That is the law. That is the procedure they got to follow to live in our country, to do business in our country. That is the law. Ain't that the law? So if Jeremiah Pianen will tell us that they will turn the law upside down, then that means forget that the country is finished. This country is now an equivalent of a failed state. A failed state where no law. And I don't have a problem with the American people because Joseph Boga started breaking the laws from day one. Oh, you think a problem with the American people? No. Joseph Boga started breaking the laws from day one when he got in office. He broke the law by fainting on inauguration day when he fainted. This country, law, and everything was fainting along that day. The day that Joseph Boga was fainting, I knew that this country was fainting that day. It was a bad sign that day to tell the country that the country was fainting. The country was finished. The country was losing its voice. The country was losing its strength. The country was losing its identity. The country was losing its pride. On that day of the inauguration, that was the sign that God was telling us that day. You didn't take it. Now you see what happening to the country now? We've lost it. No respect, nothing. A little girl wakes up, came up, insulted your president in a letter and communication to him. Jumbo straight. You see how they treated him like a puppet? You think you want to blame those people? No. They said, look, our people always have a saying that when you cook yourself, I don't know what in tomato cook, what thing they can use to dish you out. They say that broomstick they can use to dish you out. They finished. Their government, nothing they know about government. They are finished. There's nothing. How will you tell me that the president has signed it, they will now send it to the lawmaker and for them to ratify? Where has that one happened? Where has it ever happened? Where? In which country has that ever happened? Somebody was telling me, say, one of my students was telling me, say, Liberian post about to wake up and to go demand the United States that the right thing should be done. Nobody going to any American people to go tell them, say, the right thing should be done. These Liberian people, this government sold itself out, and they are not even representing the good interests of the Liberian people. So who will go to America for them to go do what thing? No. No, or can't, will not. What are they doing good for the country? For we won't get big problem with America. Their own citizens and they took them from job. They broke all the laws. Then America must break law. Then we go stand for them. We go stand for the government for America breaking law, or for America benefiting from something that they didn't go in accordance with the law. Why by the time they were sacking all these Liberian people here and there, why we didn't stand up to go and challenge them and say no, Joseph Bogas ought to operate in line with the law. The 10 new positions, all the things. Why we not stand up for that? America must kind of break law. Then we can go stand to go do what against what? America? Who must go stand against America? You want to stand against America? You're not staying there. Go stand yourself against America and whatever it is, you go see. Then your government are finished already. You're not even thinking about how your government is finished. They're not even, in fact, there's no government. Because the word government comes from rules, procedures, guidelines, and all those things. There's no government you have here. Can go say I can be saying that. The Jeremy Lapierre, all the noise you be sitting down, class, read all that, talking nothing to my brother. That's why you can't with Basel people, they are the smartest people. And you know, one thing I know for sure is you are one of the smartest guys, and you work with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. That's where I'm disappointed. You worked with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Pierre. Why you allowing Bwaka to reduce you to nothing in this time and age? You're bearing all your governmental experience along with Joseph Bwaka and my brother Pierre. Why? Chief, why will you do that? Even if they want you to say they want to they will just say in certain way. You got to dodge some things because you're in time. Sometimes you see people dodge things because they want to preserve some things. They want to say, did you hear me say that? No, I didn't say it. It's better they didn't hear you say it than for you to say it and it is false. You are finished. Because tomorrow, what moral you will have to condemn that which you have said? How will you defeat? How will you take back your own words? Because like when you are criticizing someone doing the same thing you did that you thought was good, and then you decide to criticize that person, you are there eating back your own words. How is that? What gives you that moral to eat back your own words? On what basis you do that? Even the Supreme Court of the Republic of Liberia, the opinion that they can recall, they one can determine by themselves that they're going to record those opinions to put things in proper perspective. How is that? How is that? Look, nobody, American people, I support you 100%. Will continue to support you. Thank you so much for coming to tell these lawless people say that they are lawless and trick thing. They can't do it with you. If they can trick the Liberian people, they can trick you. You see smart people that they say now, you hang a penge with the people, you got ready, you sign one deal with Asilometer because they get roll letter, you took a letter back. That kind of funny, that just play. You think it's fun you can play with Liberian people, they sit down here, they don't want to act on their own. They sit down here, they don't want to act the American people, you can look smart people there like that. Even the education you break up today that they put, what that the people you can play with, and you can sit down there, I can support that kind of thing, you think about what they call. How is that? That the American people, I can't. Look, I will never, ever. If you can play fun out of the Liberian people, you can't play fun out of America. You can't. You think a serious manner country like that? Where America step here, the whole world trembles. Now you, Joseph Bogam, can play fun out of the people? You sit down here, you're tricking them all over the place. You're your official, you're tricking people all over. You're just playing games. You get ready, gentleman agreement, you get ready with the other one here and there. What kind of behavior is that? People may not understand it, but 100% support this. And the lawmaker, you know what do you want to go? What do you say? Why you're going to ratify what? Anything America want in Atina Boga sound, it will stay just like that. One Boga signature there, it finished. Nothing else. Can't talk about ratify wetting. Look at Pierre there saying ratify. You know, so where in the world you now see oh gosh. We one of the state is disjointed state in the whole world. Say, let me see. Even in all kind of countries, it can't work like that. They can say they come to what they call. Who come to do procedure something what they got to go do what in there. To America, you want to go say you want to come ratify what in the date? No, that thing is stands. It will work, and there's nothing anybody can do with it. because Joseph Boakai has demonstrated high level of ineptitude, which of course is bad, you can't be tricking people all of the time. You can't. You can play a trick with ArcelorMittal. We can trick the American people. We're born out of those people. So whether you like it or not, you know how many thousands of Liberians in America there giving their resources and of course helping back home, the remittances back home. You know how many of them there? And you are getting ready here, you say, oh, I got good news for you. When you don't want to come back home, I got good news for you. Trump will soon send you home. Look at that kind of statement you were making. Okay, Trump finish coming for yourself. Trump not even go for opponent that you trunking for. That the good news there. How you a sinner? You look at Liberians who suffer, pay money for you to be president today. Then you sit down there and say, hey, you're sitting now, yeah, America, you're come for here and there. I get good news for you. Trump coming for you. Trump not go for them that you trunking for. That you Trump came for. Come and go for them. And everything that Trump has done. Look, not even Trump. I want to call Trump name before you be like president or something. No. America has done what the Liberian people have failed to do for themselves. And for that, I appreciate America for it. You want to play your fun? Carry on, Asa. You Liberian people can stand up for yourself. These American people, they stand for themselves and they stand. Look, people, they're not joke. People, they're not jokers. That fun can be played, will be passing around here doing all of those things. They're not jokers. Where you now pass, President Sanson, you say you send it to the law because then for them to go ratify. Where? Now, why I just educated you, the people, the Unity Party people, that the only time the president takes any action that calls for legislative approval before getting to the legislature is when there is a state of emergency declared by the president. The president can sit down now and declare a state of emergency. He said all he needs to do, call the pro tem, call the speaker, inform them. They didn't say approval. Legislature don't have to approve it. They said call the speaker, call the pro tem, and tell them, say, I'm declaring. Yellow inform them, that's all. The president will do that. He says subsequently, in 7 days, the president will send the reason for that state of emergency. Now they will look at it and determine whether it will hold or not hold. That's the only time. Honor state of emergency. Honor a state of emergency. That's when that kind of thing can happen. So what is state of emergency? What is the state of, oh, the state of emergency that Joseph Boakai traveling? So that the state of emergency there, oh, Joseph Boakai traveling to the US as state of emergency, that the emergency situation on which God, this country. Finally, let me close up as we get to the lines and interact with you. Because we never had enough time talking last night, and I think with God all things are possible, and we are very grateful. Mama Molu has responded to Jeremy Lepia, but I would just like to inform you people tonight. There are a lot of corruption issues that they are coming up with, and thank God the pieces of evidence are coming up all of the time, and tomorrow we'll be talking about that. Where Gafuan and they are diverting resources, and then they lie on DMAS versus Akemea and so forth. There's a publication that came up today, but I just thought to lay on these things which are very much important and for us, and just to also inform you that His Excellency Dr. George Manawia was invited by the Federation of International Football, FIFA, Football Associations, FIFA, and to grace the semi-finals and finals of the ongoing Club World Cup in the United States of America. And he's been escorted by his darling wife, who is always by his side. And so they are in the great United States of America as guests of FIFA. And whilst there, he's always making sure to talk for the sake of Liberia. With God, all things are possible. And I think we are getting there. Whether you like it or not, we are getting there. Then on the issue of the protest, I would like to take this time to inform Mama Molu and his organizers that when you heard Gregory Coleman saying that for those who are planning to bring weapons, they should forget about that. This is the game plan. They have dispatched 2 persons from credible information. The Liberia National Police have dispatched 2 persons to Guinea to get those short-ball guns and bring it and lay on their side and put them. In fact, they wanted to use ordinary people, but they are now using security personnel who have those guns among protesters to declare you people violent, unpeaceful. They have decided to go procure 25 pieces of those short rifles. Credible information we are giving you here. So when you heard Gregory saying that there is XYZ, they just want to go there to be there so that they will be able to catch the people. That's it. So to the protesters, anybody you see that join among you report that person. Anybody. You search yourself. You're going down there. Nobody should get anything at you. As you are going to be as clear and simple and clear. Anybody else you see with something in your hand, you charge them, you see that what they call, grab them and report them and tell them, say, this person is among us and this person has a more to come and make us to look ugly. You'll grab that person out there. I'm telling you what it is. A hint to the wise is quite sufficient. Gregory didn't know what I'm talking about. The other way. Why will you say that as a police RG, they say, for people who planning to bring, who get plan? Who will ever think about that? Why are you even thinking that these people are, some of them coming with guns? Have you ever, in all of the latest protests going on here, have you ever seen any gun with anybody there? You have no experience of such. There's no precedent. Why are you speaking to that? So I think it's you. And the last time I told you people again that they were in the habit of collecting CDC barracks from people in communities, and they were carrying it to go sit down and then pour it on other people and make it to appear that a CDC coming protest. But that one we were able to lay out, and I don't think they can work out with that one because no protester going with any party gear, regalia or whatever it is. No. A Liberian people peacefully assembling, and that's why it is. Or hint to the wise is quite sufficient. Thanks so much for the time. And with God, all things are possible. Gregory, your whole plan or whatever it is, like we said, just stop it. Whoever send who anywhere for gun or whatever it is to plenty among the people, that's a dangerous plan. Don't do that. Let the people peacefully assemble and let them demonstrate what it is. That's good governance. That's democracy. You allow it to. Just stop suffocating democracy. Just stop it. Just stop suffocating democracy. You let the will of the people to be done. It is the will of the people that brought you to power, and that same will of the people should be exercised in expressing their views. Or into the wise is quite sufficient. Thanks so much to all of you for the time. And with God, all things are possible, and we are getting there. I think the class was very great tonight. Thanks to you all for listening. We wish you all the best. This is Abraham Goss, and we are right here tonight. And with God, all things are possible, and we'll certainly get there. Very good. So you get up, and I go for your protest on the 7th next Wednesday, and on the 17th next Wednesday as we go on. Let's get on to the line. El, what are you doing?
Good evening, Abby.
Yep, let's hear from you quickly. Your name?
This is Gertrude J.D. Williams. I'm calling from Johnstonville.
Okay.
I mean, Bwaka is in a husband. He thinks that he plays tricks with other companies and institutions, so he will do it with America. They are a very serious husband. Can you imagine that Trump had to review every country and other things that went? He was the orator of July 26th last year. Made a statement that Liberia, America benefit for Liberia more than Liberians benefiting for them.
Yeah.
So it's a sign of threat. It's a warning. And the people, they are afraid of sanction. That this is why they're doing everything possible to see it. So China, or Asalameter, they got a lot. I mean, the hardship will be so huge come next year. They are a very serious husband. Thank you for having me.
All right, Gertrude. Thank you. Appreciate. And with God, all things are possible. And I want to say thank you for calling. Hello, how are you doing? The next caller, hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Oscar. There is Zigwe calling from Compassion in Nimba County.
Let's hear from you, Oscar.
Yeah, you know, because what some of my have to do with the way Jeremiah talk. You know, educated person like Jeremiah is the key of myself. I'm not the head of the institutions. I'm not the head of the country or the country rather. If anything I do, it will reflect on the president. How can a president sign a deal overnight? They say they will send it back to regulations to verify it. Yet you don't know the constitution of the country. It's very, very, very disheartening. So we are calling upon our people. We don't further sign a deal. Then expected communication that this opposition is going to go on to be in the nose. Our representatives for Nimba, Bo, and Diaspora, they are not in the nose of anything. Then you come as an information minister saying that it will go back to the legislature to verify it. It looks like you have something on your mind. You're not in the interest of this country. Thank you.
Thanks, boss, for your contribution. That's what Nimba voted for. And what are you doing? We get in there.
Yeah, we and legalize.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Abraham Godwin were on the voice of Sabu Rasta, I'm phoning in from Pennsylvania.
Please go ahead quickly.
Maybe I was just want to say thank you for the show, and maybe everything that you do for we that bring people to your life, that we real. We don't get money to pay. Only God will pay. But maybe I just want to ask them constraint to call. I want to know if today we are playing for any of these things that left with the solution, but we today we are being invited. Because the last time I checked to the life, when President we left the country when he was president, hey, like when people say, Joe, we are not letting the country, Joe, we are going to look at today, we are playing, Joe, we are. So I want to if today we are playing for any of these things that left within the solution of your life.
No.
That's why the Bible says God will justify and get grace to the humble. You know, whatever you wear up that way of blindness, you don't see things like that better more than yourself. Can you imagine, President, we are the God choosing men who God sent to this country to deliver the Liberian people. You're like, now, a lot of thoughts for President, but today, look at why is happening. Can you imagine, look at the star part of my life. Can you imagine that Gary are on tonight? Wow, I'm telling you.
You say that the sad part of your life there, you want Gary? So when you want Gary, that is sad part of your life? To be on Gary.
Why is the important part today for our government to start $1.8 billion on Gary? And you tell me that I will not be business. I see the frustrating part. Maybe our people, can you imagine our Bible says we should be content with what we have. When we are king to the country, we have first 6 months is retained to the high. Can you imagine President Wilson or two or loan agreement to ratify Labrador Road? No road, that's what to reshape Labrador Road, that's what in July. But today, still the intention of President Bwaga, nothing we can see.
All right, thank you. We can hold you at that. Thank you. Elo, what are you doing the next caller?
Hello.
Yeah, let's hear from you, please.
Yeah, thank you, Eddie. This is Sam. We are usually joining from a Lomidan resident.
All right, sir.
Eddie, sometimes we tend to wonder. I don't know where's the educational level or the understanding when it comes to governance of this old man, information minister. Where in the world, Eddie, on our arrangement, president will sign consensus agreement before sending it to the legislature to do what? To do what, Eddie? It's supposed to go to the legislature first. From there, then the president will sign it. We got to you are saying that. When I Pierre, man, Pierre, you don't know Pierre from civil society, even where we Manasari, is it the same Pierre? Then I put dying with the old man, Eddie. They are dying. Maybe the one of friends, you mean, work in the governmental sector. Maybe they put struggling. They're struggling to the people that would have paid them 2 times a month. As we speak, there are other people that can't even receive their liberty. See, at damaging the people were outside of governance. They thought that it was bread and butter. The job we can make it, we can make it. You see how the blundering? But I think the country will not fall and will continue to engage there. What I now will speak for is thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks, Sam. We appreciate you, and it's great being right here tonight. The next caller, female line. Hello.
Yeah, good evening, Evans.
Yeah, let's hear from you.
Okay. I just thank you for President Weah. President Weah, when I educate, when I know nothing, and when I stand bad for the nation here for the people to suffer. Men are educated and they know all the book. President Weah in power, or making going, and you're going. Waka in power now, we know 2 years now. Why they can bring NGO? Why you can bring investor? Why they can't come back now? They are educated and know all the book. They bring all the data degree, all of them. Why they can't bring NGO now? We know 2 years now. We suffering. Then you know what I'm talking to. President, we have kind of NGO go. President, Boga in power now. They say what they want to say. Oh, well, you almost have pay the other data there. I'm all like your vote. Going to 2 more now. They pay you. So now they pay you. They will not know nothing. They either want to ruin the country. Sorrow coming on time. Things was better. What you get no contact.
You will in your interest, but the men that get a quarter now, the men are educated now, and the men are in your interest now. You don't want to pull by no, you will stand due now. That will not benefit you myself. Oh God, thank you for President. We have to turn the country over so that people can see the poor and love them now. And we'll suffer who says it. When we move from that to the now, we'll go to the pool. We'll get says again Yahweh. Thank you, my brother.
Thanks, ma'am, for your contribution. Hey, it is an equivalent of punishment for doing that. Hello?
Oh, good evening, Evie.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, I'm where our specialist teachers are calling from water.
Okay.
Yeah, Evie, let me say thanks for the show this evening. You see, one time I filmed in one of the radio stations around here, and I told the follower that the civil servant was not taking pay on time, and when they take the pay, sometimes they pay them in Labor Day, will take them 2-3 weeks before they can get the maybe US dollar. Sometimes see the US dollar, it will take time again before they get the Labor Day. And one guy, according to the journalist, he is the president for the civil servant association. He called saying that, oh, I was lying. Civil servant was taking pay on time. They take all that money in full. So I mean, everything just coming to life. Sometimes I say they say, oh, we are lying because we are sedition or something like that. The other day I put on my Facebook page, I said almost 2 weeks we don't get water running in our community. The entire Congo town belt. And then a lot of people say I was lying. But yeah, they feel down more at the posted at the prep boss. I don't know what happened to prep and things. So water is not running. You know, as usual, we always get excuses for the things that it's supposed to be doing. So, and I just trying to say that this government, the lies that they have been presenting on here for the past 6 years, everything is coming to life. All right. And when you see this dude that was signed by the government of Liberia, they I don't 1.8 billion deal with the American company. When you see the desperation in this government, the thing is they came to power with no plan. They don't know where to get the assistance from. They don't know. They don't have no innovation on how to bring out opportunity for the citizen, how to seek opportunity. They don't have it. So all their only thing is they can do anything they can just to get America attention. You see, when we're here, World Code business was one of the top achievements for the Bwaka administration. Almost every day they talk about war crime codes, and then they said they were establishing it. As we speak, even the so-called office, they say they established. They are not even paying the people that are working there. Since the late Spring Johnson passed off, nobody heard about war crime code again. And they know, I think they feel that the America doesn't have interest in that money.
Joseph Boaga, the president, just told the people sorry and said the whole chapter closed now. And he just closed the whole chapter about work. No, not here again. The man closed the chapter on Sunday. He said he had to report sorry. He said, "La Brempo, you're sorry. You're not leading the whole thing about war business." He finished with it. What in there again?
So what we said, it was because of the late Spring Johnson that they were establishing war crime code. That was just the fact, and it's why it's proving today to us. So you see, and what's happening is that if Liberians don't open their eyes, one day will just prefer that Bwaka already sell this country. Because they do that, he has already signed that they now want to carry to legislation. What are they going to do? So anything that is in it, what will we do? Nothing. We the citizens will do nothing. We keep crying and how we are crying for other companies like Ryan that not doing anything for the Liberian people. And we keep crying and complaining. This is why Liberians will have to come up to protest to let the world know that Bwaka is not leading the right way. Bwaka is going to start this country. The Costa said before that even playing to sell the mountain in local country, they will give him mountain. So who knows? We're going to negotiate that here in America. Oh, and you see, Donald Trump doesn't care about what Africans do or not. They may care about American interest.
Okay.
So that's why even in signed that deal, because that was the only qualification for him to go to America. So it's really sad for our country. A leader comes to power. He doesn't have any innovation, any connection anywhere to be able to bring in opportunity in the country. But the only thing to just put the country life at risk. So it's very, very sad and bad.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am, for your contribution. Let me bring in the doctor, and our man CC. What's up? Yeah, very fine. How's everything?
Lord. Thank you for the show, Master. Let God bless you. We will always bless you and give our blessings. You will get our blessings every day. My child, know the brain God gave you. So that they can be worried how God really made you.
I know.
They can want how God made you. So that they can walk call you to say to come help them sell that record, but it can be shame at that. It can be shame. No matter I always say this to the people. They may call you say you are water. You were all of government administration of Malasedi. He learned nothing. Then you will say, oh, Kaparachu, nothing he left all our woman. All the ministry of Malasedi. You are going on now. You are going on, my son, AB. No one God ready to beat you. Nobody can stop it.
Right.
That God beating them so. And then Masale. That God beating them. When they get to we are in the spot where we are not nothing. You see people, they are don't follow people, then they are educated people, they are this, they are that. It's what going on now. God tell it all sat down for them. All the lie they were pushing right, you can't be in government, you lie. The people voted you in power will lie and they went behind you. What you do or you're not doing it. When one protest, you say you stop all the road to beat up. Why you go start document on Sunday, they can work on Sunday now? But so everybody will you? And then the people that you tell on the get yeah, come and open the office on Sunday. One of the countries that you want to the American people. You see the poor to be the us, my son, got the people are stupid and black people. The people are it's a fresh. And will be the puppet. They are the coin. I said, they say, oh, you call me, let me hear what you say. They say, oh, I call you here, they're talking about puppet talking. You can't do that to the country. When you start document the closed door on Sunday, then you leave and go to America. Then you tell all of us with a Minapia, that about what the man come out with a far. But what? What was that one the man come out? What was the far? With a Minapia, what was the far? It's a very stupid, eh? It's too stupid, one will fool us. You can't fool the people. Okay. You can't fool us. When you're dead, you are closed door. It will come to and the power will expose you. You think I will get 5 billion. And I'm going to say 1.4 million. What can I do, Kevin? Now? What will take it from there? You can't be in government, you lie. You can't do that in the country. You need to come and say the children for see the things, say that is kind of reality. But with authority, that lie, you go say behind a black. Anyone you say that black, I will believe in you. So do not say what. Somebody should leave us now. Do not want to come out for Waka and a leadership. Then the new country and God, the last one every person will. And God will see them one word. God will tell us that for them. People went behind our say, oh, but I will do they will do that. All the and God will follow them one by one. Thank you.
Thanks, man. CC, let me get to the diaspora line. Hello, how are you doing this person? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, man. Let's hear from you, please, quickly.
Yeah, my CC is slow down. You don't reach coming level yet. Data, CC. She says you don't reach coming level yet. So, yeah, teacher live, I just want to say thank you. And, but something that caught off. Barker said he was racing car that was parked.
Yeah.
Now he's racing, he's prosecuting, and he's losing control. That's what I have to say to him. That's one. Yeah. Number 2, he said he was not going to do business as usual. From today on, I believe President Barker signed a deal before the ratification. Number 2. And number 3, I seriously said, teacher life, I'm out of voice.
I know.
Because President Barker said this job was a man's job that they get to borrow. Not it's in a man's hand. So what is he doing with it? So he's not doing business as usual. He's overseeing and losing control. We pray for our country. God bless you, teacher. How are you doing?
All right.
This good is level.
You see how they're calling Jeremiah Pia with a million Pia? How you be calling a man woman name? What can I do? How you be calling Jeremiah Pia with a million Pia? And why are you doing? Our brother, he's protected on the show. And why are you doing?
Good evening, AB.
Yeah, let's hear from you, Volunteer.
Thank you, AB. My name is Jay Volunteer. I join you from Kakada Magibi country. Let me say thank you for the show, AB. You always breaking the minds of the Liberian people. This is why some of always listening to your show because your show is very educative. And yes, so we want to always pray God that God will give you knowledge for you to provide information to our people. If you need to, all the things that are happening, for some of us are not surprised because we know who are happening. For the period of President Boakai and after the 2023 election, when his own running mate today said that the Ome brain will be drowning, it's going down. For some of us know that nothing, we not pray for it, but we know that nothing good will come from all of the Boakai government. Let's be sincere. Some people will not let the word say we pray that you succeed, but for us, we know that nothing good. But it's just quite laughable for our brother on the other side. Our brother to defend lies, to defend things that is not true is very difficult. Our brother, somebody has seen, but just to get the faith, to get the guts, to come and tell you like, sorry, they don't have. Now, the people make President Boakai to look like the whole international community was supporting him. They said America was the one that was supporting the women, had all the international connection, he had every education to transform his country. They learned to the Liberian people. But look at what is happening. Now, every contract that was signed under President Weah, the people make it to be like President Weah was a devil. He not do nothing good for this country. They learned to the Liberian people, even sedition could not hold back, they voted against the government. Now, look at what is happening. You now say that you get international connection. And solely because the people are sending you an invitation, because you want to do business with a country that America in favor, today they are hammering you, and they say you have to sign that paper before you come to America. On Sunday, where the no government is a holiday, you go and sign the paper. Even a representative, Marvin Jones, said they are not aware of that identical signing. And then, some of them had a got to say that MOU the sign. Today, the minister of information make it clear. Say that, they sign agreement. In fact, the American ambassadors wrote on their Facebook page that they saw an agreement. It's just laughable. But again, we are Liberians, we just need to pray because we put ourselves into these things. For some of us, we are not surprised because we know that you could not do anything for this country. But just our brothers and sisters who are on the other side, we respected their decision. But today, the decision are putting on into problem. And we just need to pray for all. We always are in opposition, but I pray that you succeed because that's what I always have. Because we cannot pray for him to put our country into mess, then the next president that come will get problem. So they just pray that God continue to guide him. But again, it's not surprising to us.
All right.
This is the country of God. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, my brother, for your contribution. We appreciate that. And I love you. Have you? How you doing?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, man. Let's hear from you, man.
Yeah. Thank you, amen. Let me open our ears, open our eyes, open our brain. The lie of you and everybody lie. I see you, I say, I did not play that Baba see money, fire in the eye. The American boy said, oh, they never go away, they draw a bottle. What are you going to get it from? They don't want yet, you come in protest. That's not what I lie. We can't come on. You get our children from motorbike. You lie when you put in your pocket. We'll see it. Then you have a parable, you lie to us. Any prayer you're praying, you can't also will can't stand. The continent where you walk, it's for everybody. It's for everybody. Yeah. But I lie. The poor say that we are not paying them. They got to pay 2 times. So that every month 2 times they pay. They never go and make a Canada, they'll be 3 times in the month. Liar there. They be like, I will be open. Thank you.
Thank you, me. Oh, man. They both want to eat the 3 times money will be paid. No, they told our. They would say 2 times. And why are you doing? Oh, man, get out of the tea. Hello? Okay, so let me get back to this one. Hello, how are you doing?
Good evening.
Yeah.
This is Black calling you from Logan.
Yeah, but you know that only outstation people I can give. Just to one. And what are you doing? Hello? Hello? Okay, sorry. Hello, how you doing?
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, fine. Please go on. Let's listen to you.
Yeah, this is Abraham Jumaya. Come on, Christopher. Thank you for coming to the show. Yeah, Eddie, for me, I have a different view.
Okay.
Because it is often said that he who comes with everything must come with clean hands.
You're right.
So America cannot be punishing people for corruption and being involved into corruption.
Okay.
That's why the people of Waka will be following the example.
So do you also believe what is often said as steal from stealing and only make God laugh?
But that's true. I'm saying
so that leader one stealing from stealing. They run and they do not do the wrong people. Look, that man must feel the pinch of this is it, and he will never benefit anything from it. Yeah, but then Bwaga really cares about the masses? Do you really think Bwaga cares about the masses?
Bwaga should be dealing with it.
No. You don't deal with the way you sell your house. They say if the house does not sell you, what will not happen?
Thank
you. So we stop right there. My brother, I beg you. Look, let me tell you something. I'm to come go again. Very good for anything. I beg you. Hello, how you doing? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, man. Let's hear from you, please.
My name is President President from West Number. I want to say things on the show this evening. You know, first of all, I want to go to my secretary Adika on Sunday to do that office.
Okay.
Because this are Sunday now, Sunday probably the working days now. So this is about you want on Sunday. What we see it, I want to say. You still need to also. Papa, we can Adika on Sunday to lose that. And secondly, he go for. In the way you play, you're gonna deal with the extra day. It will be extra day, and the people put in there. Why you go? All of us say, I don't want any loss. All of us say, I don't want the but they must put their one also they care everybody. Thousands of human beings were on the 17 because we're not even dressed. All of our people are protest. Okay. Everybody is not protest. Because you can see, this already. If they say 5 billion, I said they want for 8 billion. If they have if you try to see for you now, you will see from the whole representing they smart and they treat them in the same because they check with a big role. Some of all the things they go on, nobody can get a rest to number 8. He know that he was on it. They just put a big role from the strategy. We can have you should clear that.
Thanks, ma'am, for your contribution. We appreciate that. And what are you doing? Yeah.
I'm so glad to be on the air. Yeah. This is the voice of Idrissa Somba.
All right, Idrissa, let's hear from you, boss.
Oh, God, I don't want to speak on your pastor, but then I say that I want to address the senior brother Pia.
Okay.
But then I pastor.
No, go ahead. So what you want to talk about? Yeah, be careful at all.
Yeah, be careful, but I want to speak to power of Sergeant AB.
Yeah, okay.
You know, the senior brother, these guys, they are buried their hair in the sand, the Pia, for the unprepared president. This unacceptable. You are a bastard, man. You son of a son. You are not a Seradunian. So can be using you. Then you let out one Gregor Kobo, the one who is empty-headed. Will that Bwaga using to bring Kamajo and plan them more people to care our people. But the 17 will come outside, AB. The 17 will come outside. Gregor shouldn't bring Kamajo. Bwaga shouldn't using to bring Kamajo and care us. Because let you care all because we love our culture. We'll not sit there and see the unprepared president be destroy our culture. We'll get come out. We're out of the Kenya. Let it care us. We're out of the form of Kenya. We'll not allow Gregor to bring Kamajo and war. The man has already had notion of taking Kamajo and more the police. So, AB, please, I want to please speak on that issue. Because we need to bring Kamajo to care our people. Our greatest fear, AB. Now, you're please talk on that. Now, we Kamajo from Serradino to care our people. I'm worried, AB. Helping me. I always happy because Like, oh, we put the care out people. You got to own it. If you are crying, if you want to worry. That's what that visual. That Boga will bring camera job for Sarah to get care out people. That's what it is. I'm worried. Wait, no, we'll go outside. They kill all.
You say you saw the vision? You were in sleep when you saw it, or your eyeball open when you saw it? Which one?
I was like, baby. That got miracle. Oh God. The old man, there are plenty camera jobs. This crack-headed guy, like, he speak English. But the man don't go on Sarah Lou, last vision that kid of me. So my friends, we should be well prepared. They mostly chaos. About worry if you have TV. But I'm going to come outside because the old man is extremely lawless. But yeah, the old man is lawless to the core.
All right.
So we have to come out and tell the old man that you can carry our country. You say the old man, you are 5 years old, but the boy yet, you can damage our country. What you know, let me 2 years ago, the old man was a mad beggar. If you are aware of that, Boga has 0 things. They know a mad beggar. But now you run your whole lot of bulletproof vehicle. That means by bulletproof car, so we walk. You hear something will be a bulletproof car. We're putting a bulletproof car.
No, they'll do that one. All right, folks, that's all the time we have. We want to say thanks to all of you. And so let's say thanks to all of you for the time. And folks, and we are very grateful to the Almighty God for everything. And I want to say thanks to all of you for the cause and that you played. Let's be very civil. And of course, on that day, we pray to the Almighty God that everything works out for the good of our country. And no matter what the circumstances are, but whatever information we gave you, don't take it for granted. With God, all things are possible. God reveals to redeem those of you who have been wonderful. But July 17 is a showcase. It starts on the 15th, on the 16th, and the 17th. So I want to say thanks to all of you for the time tonight. My name is Severin Gosson. We are tomorrow going to be back here. The corruption dog that they are using to bite former officials of government is now biting them. And in fact, the dog itself has gone to see some of the people they asked it to bite. They said, no, we can't bite this man. This man is corruption free. Tomorrow we're going to be delving into that. You can remember sometimes back Julius J, when this whole issue about the COVID-19 flu something, Julius J did write the War Food Program. And that email trace is already shared with us. Tomorrow we're going to be sharing it with you. We'll be reading from that anchor, coupled with the publications that are coming up to tell the letters of D. Maswell Sakemaya had nothing, absolutely. The letters of Samuel Toy had nothing to do with COVID-19 funds, as stated by criminal Stanton Waters. We are going to be right here with it. Thanks so much for being there. Do have a pleasant night. Bye-bye.